October 31st is fast approaching, and Canadians are coming up with creative ways to celebrate Halloween. Dozens of paddleboarders dressed up for a Halloween costume party in Toronto's harbour. In Mississauga, these witches swapped their brooms for boards. Trick-or-treating, though, is going to be different this year. In some places, it's been cancelled. In others, seriously modified. Now is not the time for lots of close contact. As Heather Yurix-West explains, Halloween is yet another tradition complicated by COVID-19.
When you're a kid, it doesn't get much better than this. A chance to dress up, be with your friends, and collect candy. So it's no wonder there's a lot of disappointment in cities like Toronto, where trick-or-treating has effectively been cancelled.
I think it's just frustrating to have so many mixed messages, and Halloween is a big deal and kids are outside.
Mixed messages because outside of Ontario's hot zones, trick-or-treating is still going ahead, even in cities like Edmonton, where COVID-19 cases are on the rise.
I have no plans to suggest that Alberta cancel Halloween this year. My own children would never forgive me. In many ways, Halloween is actually safer to celebrate than other holidays.
If you think about traditional trick-or-treating, if you really do stay outdoors the whole time, if you really do stick with your family, put on masks, avoid crowds, and are mindful about hand hygiene, this is about as low risk as it gets.
But Ontario's premier says in the midst of a second wave that has yet to peak, his province's top doctors disagree.
I have to take the advice of the chief medical officer, which I have, and move forward with it.
Which means no trick-or-treating in Toronto or Ottawa. The Prime Minister says his own family plans to heed local advice.
Listening to public health officials means that my family will not be going trick-or-treating this year.
But what about in communities where public health officials have said trick-or-treating is okay?
It's important to check with your local health authority because Toronto isn't the only hotspot.
Craig Jenny says if you're heading out, review local guidelines and make sure costumes include a mask.
The big key, though, to remember is that a Halloween mask is not the same as a medical mask. And we would ask that if you're going to wear a mask, that you're doing so still with the kind of mask you would wear to the supermarket or to schools.
It's set to be yet another holiday unlike any other, Halloween under COVID-19. Heather Yurix-West, Global News, Calgary.